YouTube get it first. Like, please like. The likes are important. Comment. The comments are important. Subscribe. That goes without being said. Share. I think that's it. I think that's like all that you need to tell YouTube people. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. But all of it is important. Please, by all means, hit that like button so I could hit that algorithm and get more views. Everything else self-explanatory. Follow me on social media at Too Much Game Podcast. Get some merchandise at toomuchgamepodcast.store. I could really use the money if you really support me. Look out for your nephew one time. Go ahead and get IG Live a little piece of that. Good evening. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Get you some merchandise at toomuchgamepodcast.store. I think I got everything the way that it's supposed to be, so I guess I can get the show started. I ain't get gunshots in a minute. What's up, Jerry's girl? And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Uncle Dolemite, of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. Today's episode, I ain't gonna front. Most of the week, I ain't have shit. Didn't really have shit I really was like dying to say. Didn't really have shit cracking in the news that I gave too much a fuck about. And I meant to do another poll like I did on the last episode where I just had like another motherfucker give me something to talk about. But, motherfucker been having like one of them weekends and shit. This weekend I've been, trying to write this chapter for a book that I'm working on. Trying to set up my little Fiverr profile. What's going on, Luke Fly Talker? Like a motherfucker been having little shit that I've been doing. The nigga been kind of busy this weekend. Motherfucker got some other little shit going on. Some like real estate things and just a bunch of little shit I had to do. So I kind of not put the show on the back burner, but like I haven't really been paying attention to the outside world to find something to where I cared enough to do a whole episode about it. So for the most part, I just had to go through the archives of shit that I wrote already. And just little shit that I keep getting sent over and over again and like pull something out of that. Cause like literally probably yesterday. Oh yeah, no. Moment of silence to the legendary Bill Russell. Shout out to the legendary motherfucking Bill Russell, my nigga. But everybody been sending me this motherfucking video of this chick. She got flew out by a nigga. What's going on, Linda the Empress? How you doing? He said, talk about that monkey. We gonna have to talk about that later. But like I keep getting sent this video. This dude flew this chick to his city, and she didn't want to get that nigga no coochie. So my nigga basically decided to cancel her flight back. She had to pay for her own flight. The nigga sent her home. The nigga like low-key did her scandalous because she didn't want to get down with the program when she got flown out. In today's episode, as far as what I wrote, the title that I wrote down was The Power of the Tongue. Like in the Bible, it says death and life are in the power of the tongue. And like I always say this shit, like the reason that I'm a podcaster is because I understand the value of proper communication. I understand the value of articulating yourself a certain way. I value eloquence. I value being able to convey my ideas to people and get my thoughts to people in the way that they should get there. I value context and people's ability to speak in context, to communicate to where people understand. And a big part of what the fuck happened in that, because I keep seeing a bunch of people saying, who's wrong in the situation, her or him? Of course, it's a very petty situation. He fucked up for canceling her flight back. But at the same time, like, you gotta understand what the fuck went on that phone call before she even accepted that flight. Because, you know, of course motherfuckers got the understandings when it comes to shit like this, that if I'm flying you into my city, you should know what the fuck I'm flying you out here for. Because I'm not flying you out here to talk. We can do that on FaceTime. We could do that over the phone. We can text. If I wanted your motherfucking conversation, nigga, you could have kept your ass in your state and got that conversation. Happy birthday, my cousin Lil Mike Custer. But you know, like, and on her part, you know, what was said to her that made her accept that flight under the assumption that she wasn't finna have to fuck. You know, because I see women's point of view when they say, like, just because I fly to your town don't mean you entitled to my pussy. That's absolutely true. Ain't nobody entitled to your motherfucking body. You don't have to give sex to a person just because you in their town, or even just because they fly you out. But at the same time, if that's your motherfucking intention when you fly somebody to your city, nigga, the contract is the contract. You know, so my thing is like this. I will hope that on his part, he explained the fact that he was trying to fuck when he flew her out. Because if he told her, hey man, look, when I fly you out, understand, it's gonna be some juices flowing out this motherfucker. It's gonna be dick and pussy up in this motherfucker. If I fly you to my town, shout out to the motherfucking Royals up in this motherfucker in the live. How y'all doing, ladies? But like, nigga, it has to be understood that if you come to my town, if I pay for this motherfucking flight, if I get you these round trip tickets, understand that we are going to be having sex. Yeah, we're gonna go on some dates. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Yeah, we're gonna eat and do all that. But this is what the fuck is going down. I'm not saying this in the context of me and how I get down, because, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, if you want to come out here, then shit, you know, you gonna do that shit yourself. You know, and that's the fucking thing. Okay, hold on. What did you say? You said that he said she was naked on FaceTime. Let me get the full context of your comment. Fly yourself then. Fuck out of here. He said she was naked on FaceTime, etc. Well, that's the thing. Like, even if y'all are flirting on FaceTime prior to you coming, that's not an expressed like, she didn't promise him no pussy. We might share nudes, we might flirt, we might talk all type of sexual shit, but that don't guarantee that you gonna fuck when you come. As much as that shit sound like some bullshit, that's the logic that a lot of people have, you know. And this is like when it comes down to like the language of legalese. You know, like today's episode is about proper communication, communicating in context, getting the understanding of what you are saying to the person that you're saying it to. You know, because a lot of what I think happened in that situation was motherfuckers got the wrong idea. I think that he felt just because they was exchanging news and he seen her naked, she just understood what the agreement was. That's not always the case. You know, this is what happens in conversation in general. You know, a lot of times when we're talking to people, we feel like because we understand what we're saying, the person that we talking to also understands what we're saying. And that's not always the case. I feel like a lot of the breakdown between males and females, men and women in relationships, the reason that we have so many breakdowns is because men understand shit a different way than women understand it. You know, men are very logical. You know, women are more emotional. You know, a lot of times women speak in implications. You know, a lot of times women be thinking that we understand what they saying. So when we do some shit completely contrary to what they said, they think it's because we wasn't listening. It's not that we wasn't listening, it's that we didn't understand. You know, like we might have thought that we got it because we heard what you were saying, but that's not always the case. And Josiah the Powerful, I'm talking about that video where homeboy flew the woman out and then he made her pay for her own flight back because she didn't give no pussy up. You know, I feel like a lot of what happened in that shit was he thought just because they was exchanging nudes and photos and videos, that when she came out here, sex was already on the motherfucking table. That's not always the case. When you get into a situation like that, you literally have to say it. As corny as it sound, you might literally have to ask, like, so when you come out here, it's going down, right? She might not have said that shit. She might not have promised him sex at all. She might have literally been like, nigga, you was just cool for the conversation. Nigga, you was just cool for the flirting. All that fucking shit, I never planned on fucking you. That shit happened with Future. Future flew a woman to like Atlanta or some shit when he was on tour. And she was like, hey, I didn't plan on fucking you when I came out here. I thought that we was gonna do music. And that nigga like, music? Like, I could have sent you a beat and you could have sent me a verse back. I ain't fly you out here to do no motherfucking music. And she like, okay, so are we still gonna see each other? That nigga was like, I'm good, love. Enjoy. I just have to take a sip. Like, that's the fucking thing. You have to make sure that both of y'all agree on what's finna happen before you even pay for that flight. Before that nigga even spent that money, that motherfucker should have been like, look, I'm just letting you know that this is what's gonna go down when you get out here. I can't have you coming out here thinking that I'm just flying you out for your company. Nigga, we can have company on FaceTime. We can have conversation on the phone. We can have conversation through text. If you come to my city, it's because I want to rub on something. It's because we finna be horizontal. Nigga, somebody gonna be on top of somebody. Somebody gonna be inside of somebody. Somebody gonna be sweating on somebody. Otherwise, you can stay your ass at home. And as corny and fuckboy as that sound, you have to make it very clear what your intentions are in any fucking situation. That's where they fucked up at. Before she accepted that flight, she should have understood what the fuck was going on. And this is the onus that I'm gonna put on her, not to blame the victim, because I feel like she is a victim in this situation. But at the same time, as a woman, you gotta understand what the fuck a man's intention is when he's flying you into his city. It's easy to say, oh yeah, I didn't come out here for pussy. But you had to understand that nigga flew you out to fuck. If a nigga's flying you to his city, this nigga not flying you out just to accompany him. This nigga's not flying you out just so he can hang with you, just so he can look you in your motherfucking eyes. What that nigga's flying you out for is sex. Even if you express to him, nigga, I am on my period, nigga, I'm bleeding, it's a heavy flow. He gonna want some head, he gonna want you to jack him off, he gonna want a hand job, nigga, to fuck it, some titty fucking something. Nigga, I didn't pay for these motherfucking flights for no goddamn reason. I ain't pay for no motherfucking flights for your convo. A lot of y'all cool as hell, but you ain't that motherfucking cool. And I get it. I got homegirls who talk about this shit. Oh, I've had a nigga fly me out before and we didn't do nothing. Nigga was probably a sucker, and shout out to him. Like, I get it, because I have female companions who I've had, come distances, who I've driven and went to go see them and we didn't do nothing. But again, that was agreed upon earlier. I knew we wasn't gonna do nothing. She knew we wasn't gonna do nothing. So when I got there and we didn't do nothing, it was expected, because we never discussed that. But nigga, if y'all, having these conversations and it's getting all hot and heavy and all that goofy shit, a lot of times y'all motherfuckers gonna have to like really make it clear. And this goes beyond that video, nigga. This is just relationships and life in general. No matter what you doing, my nigga, you really have to get a clear understanding of the situation that you going in general. Like in dating. A lot of times women be like, oh, these dudes ain't chivalrous. After they get the pussy, they start acting different. Because that's all that nigga wanted in the fucking first place. That's why that nigga started acting different. Because he got what he was looking for. So he got the terms of what he wanted fulfilled. So now he can go on about his merry way. Even though you probably wanted something more than that, that's not always the fucking case. Sometimes, y'all didn't have a clear understanding of what was going on. This is the reason I'm very big on being clear about your intentions and your motherfucking your expectations. I intend on a relationship. I expect a relationship. If both of y'all don't have that same mindset going in, y'all niggas gonna have a breakdown. If y'all not both looking for a relationship, it's not gonna fucking work. Like I've talked about this in a couple of my episodes where I talked about relationships. Women, if you're looking for a husband, don't even entertain a nigga who say he ain't looking for a relationship right now. If he say he ain't looking for a relationship, leave him the fuck alone. And vice versa. You're not gonna change his mind. You ain't got the best pussy in the world that's gonna transform I don't want a relationship to, on second thought I want to marry you. That's not the fucking case. If y'all don't have the same fucking intentions, y'all are gonna have a breakdown. So you might as well just leave before you start wasting your fucking time. Because like I tell motherfuckers, you didn't waste your time unless you went into a situation thinking that it was something that it wasn't, even though somebody made it clear to you that it wasn't. Like if he told you, look, man, I'm just out here having fun. I'm looking for somebody to fucking suck on, nigga. Let me just go ahead and do my thing. And you over here like, nah, this nigga is my next husband. Yeah, he might be saying that, but after that nigga tastes my collard greens, he gonna change his mind. After I put this pussy on him, he gonna change his mind. No, the fuck he not. It ain't nothing you gonna do to make that nigga change his motherfucking mind. That shit is very fucking rare. Cause don't get me wrong, my nigga, 1 out of 100,000, you might be able to switch it for a nigga, but man, 99.99 times out of 100, you're not. And that be the fucking problem. A lot of y'all be thinking your pussy gonna turn a nigga into something that he wasn't. Your pussy ain't gonna turn Future into Russell. Your pussy is the same pussy all these other bitches got. You might feel like you put a little bit of seasoning on it. You might feel like you got a little bit more spice than these bitches got, but that ain't the fucking truth. Just keep that shit a hundo. All these niggas who tell you got the best pussy in the world, nigga, that's just something we say so we can fuck again. So don't be thinking that, after that nigga try this right here, oh yeah, nigga, that nigga gonna switch his whole little program up. That's not the case. This is the same shit that I tell my homeboys about women. Don't think because you put a ring on her finger, she gonna turn into something that she wasn't. Like my brother-in-law made that fucking mistake with my sister. Oh yeah, man, after we get married, all of this gonna stop. Oh, after we get married, all this gonna change. Nigga, after that shit got married, nigga, she turned it up on his ass. Like that's the fucking thing. Nigga, a lot of this shit don't change nothing, my nigga. People are who they are. You can't change nobody, my nigga. The only thing people do is adjust. Nobody changes. And this is the value of fucking communication. Understand who you fucking with when you go into an agreement where you decide to fuck with somebody. Because if both of y'all understand what the motherfucking program is, you'll do well. If both of y'all understand, we're just fucking. I ain't your girl. You ain't my nigga. So if you see me out and I'm with somebody else, it ain't your motherfucking turn. Don't speak to me. Don't wave. Don't nod. Don't give me the motherfucking signal. Keep the fuck moving. If we both understand that, everything gonna be smooth. Like this is something that I've been walking in since I was in high school, my nigga. I never believe in lying to women. Because I always understood, nigga, when it come to women, dog, nigga, when you lie to women, nigga, you put them in a motherfucking position to allow they fucking emotions to make them do some bullshit. Like I used to tell my homeboys, nigga, the movie Thin Line Between Love and Hate was, I ain't gonna say life-changing, but it was like confirmation of some shit that I always understood. it just never pays to tell no lie of that magnitude to a woman. What's going on, Lonnie? My motherfucking cousin up in here. You know, like I tell motherfuckers all the time, nigga, I don't lie to women and tell them I love them if I don't. Because a woman with the wrong idea is gonna move on that idea that she has. You know, a lot of times if a woman feel like it's love and it ain't, and you get to treating her fucked up, she gonna do some fuck shit back. You know, like I said, men, we logical. Women, they fucking emotional. So, you know, sometimes you don't want that emotional response that a woman gonna have. You know, they got whole fucking songs and videos, you know, that motherfucking hit 'em up style. Nigga, you don't fucking do no bullshit when a woman is like, nigga, all right, I'm gonna bust the windows out this nigga car. This nigga got me fucked up. Watch how I react. Men, we logically respond. Women, they emotionally react. So a lot of times a nigga get fucked over, he just gonna be somewhere crying in the corner. And nowadays, I ain't gonna front, these new bitch ass niggas out here, this new model of niggas y'all got out here, these niggas who be doing all the same shit women be doing. You know, a lot of these niggas now, you know, and this is something like I gotta like give women a whole different type of game than I used to back in the day. Because now these niggas is acting like bitches. These niggas will cut a woman car up. These niggas out here keying cars and breaking windows and doing emotional shit. Like a lot of these niggas got the same emotions that women got. And that's like a whole nother layer to this shit now. Cause like I'm forgetting what fucking year it is and shit. You know, nowadays it's just as many niggas acting emotional as fucking women. You know, like back in the day, you fuck a woman over, she gonna break a window on your car, pop your tires, you know, prank call your mama, do some goofy shit. Nigga, nowadays, niggas doing the same bitch ass shit. Niggas out here fucking breaking women windows. Niggas out here popping women tires. Niggas out here calling a woman job to get the bitch fired and all type of old stupid ass shit. Like, you know, like I said, my nigga, and I hate to put it on women, and I'm sorry to sound like this, but this be the problem when motherfuckers be raised by their mama only. Because these niggas be growing up and they mama be their motherfucking hero. These niggas be growing up and they mama be the masculine energy in their motherfucking life. So these niggas grow up moving like women. These niggas grow up with a female disposition. These niggas grow up doing shit that women do, my nigga. You know, like that's what women do. Women like attention. These new niggas, they be wanting fucking attention. These new niggas love cameras. These new niggas love being seen. These new niggas, when they get into it with motherfuckers, they just let their emotions run wild and crazy. Like, oh nigga, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. And it's like, real niggas don't get out of character like that. A real man knows how to, you know, like how to logically respond to situations. A bitch ass nigga let his emotions do the talking. A bitch ass nigga gonna get into a shouting match and get all out of character and I beat your ass, nigga. You got me fucked up. You think that shit is gangster? No, nigga, you look like a bitch. I don't give a fuck how many niggas you'll fight or shoot, my nigga. If a nigga words could get you out of character, nigga, that's bitch ass behavior. That's a female disposition, my nigga. That's what women do. Women don't let other women talk to them out of turn. Nigga, a man is gonna be like, nigga, you got me fucked up, my nigga. You know, a man is gonna address it, but a man is not gonna emotionally react. But a lot of these new niggas, they react off emotion. And that's that bitch ass shit. You know, so like back to the thing of communication. When you going into any fucking situation, you have to have proper understanding on both sides before you move forward on anything that you doing. You know, if you in a dating scenario with a women, if you in a fucking dating scenario with a fucking man, make sure both of y'all have the same fucking agreement on what y'all doing. Look, we just fucking understood. Make sure that man understand that that's what y'all doing. Make sure that woman understand that that's what y'all doing. Because I don't want both of y'all to go into a situation where he feel like y'all just fucking and she feel like y'all dating. So now she complaining about why you not taking the route. And you like taking you out. We just fucking. Why would I take you out and all we doing is fucking? And vice versa. You know, nigga, sometimes, nigga, she might have that idea. Cause like I said, nigga, 2022, nigga, roles is switching, my nigga. Women making more money than men. Nigga, women is players. These niggas is over here falling in love and shit. Like, nigga, times are different than they were at one point. So shit just ain't what it used to be. Shit ain't how it used to look. So as a woman, females, ladies, if y'all just out here looking for a good time, don't be fucking with no nigga who got the propensity to fall in love with your motherfucking ass. Cause these niggas out here falling in love. You know, niggas fall in love too. Niggas getting their feelings too. You know, you put that pussy on him and he wasn't expecting it to be that good. Now that motherfucker calling you all hours of the day, even though y'all had already expressed that this was just gonna be a physical thing. And again, communication. You know, a lot of times, even when it comes to this communication, nigga, once you've communicated something and y'all both have that understanding, y'all have to move in that understanding. Action has to come behind that understanding. If he's moving like he doesn't understand what the fucking agreement is, you have to move the fuck past that dude. You gotta leave that nigga the fuck alone. And vice versa. If you fucking with a woman and you tell her y'all just fucking, but she asking you all this girlfriend ass shit, you gotta bounce. Nigga, cut ties, leave her the fuck alone. Because it's only gonna get worse. When one party don't have the understanding of what's going on in the fucking agreement, it never gets better. Misunderstandings fuck everything up. Bad communication fucks everything up. You know, the biggest part of communication is understanding. The biggest part of communication is listening, comprehension. Like my nigga fucking DC said, my nigga. Nigga, like, that's the fucking thing. Like, if you don't understand what the fuck this motherfucker saying, nigga, all the talking in the world don't mean shit. You know, this is why I fucking value great speech so much. Because you make sure that motherfuckers understand what you talking about when you fucking talking. You know, yes, communication is key. But the biggest fucking part of communication is understanding. You know, a lot of times when you talk to people, you know, like you hear pimps say, like, you know, like, you feel me, you understand me, you hear me, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because they want, you know, to for you to confirm, you feel what I'm saying, right? I just gave you this idea. You understand what I said, right? You know, that's the reason a lot of people say that shit. Like, you hear me say, you know, 1,000,000 times during this motherfucking show. And it's because in conversation, I be wanting to, like, okay, I know I just put a lot on you, but did you understand the ideas that I conveyed to you? You know, when I'm in a dating scenario, it's like, look, this is what it is. This is what my situation is. I understand what your shit is. So this is what the agreement is. Do you agree to that? You know, that's the reason that when it comes to business situations, that's why they have you sign a contract. Your signature is you saying, you know, just like at the end of the contract, what does it say? I understand the terms and conditions of this agreement. That's why you're signing that shit. Your signature is proof that you have read and understood the terms and agreements of what you're going into. So even when you in a regular degular dating situation, you have to make sure that that person that you going into that agreement with understands. That's the reason that you should always ask for confirmation when you do that shit. And Life Unplugged said niggas don't read the terms. Yeah, niggas don't read the terms. It's 1,000,000 fucking things. It's long as shit. But that's the reason that I'm so big on when it comes to communication, talking. Because just like niggas don't be reading them terms and conditions, a lot of motherfuckers, when it comes to fucking relationships, they don't be listening to the terms and agreements. That's like a whole nother part of the thing. Nigga, sometimes some people be so drunk in love when you going into these fucking agreements, when you talking to people, they will completely ignore what you saying to them. You like, yeah, we just fucking, right? This is da-da-da-da. And she just like, yeah. And it's like, you understand what the fuck we saying, right? Cause a lot of motherfuckers, you tell them a bunch of shit and they'll completely ignore what you said. They'll be shaking their head like, yeah, I heard you. Whole time, no, they don't. They ain't paying no motherfucking attention. Them motherfuckers is just womp, 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 and they waiting for their opportunity to speak. And that be motherfuckers' problem when it comes to communication. A lot of motherfuckers don't listen to understand. They listen to reply. They hear their favorite part of what you said and then they just reply to that. So you might have put a whole lot of real shit on their plate, but they only ate their favorite fucking pieces of the meal and left all the meat and potatoes out. This is the value of you making sure that what a person heard, they understood. A lot of times when I'm sitting there talking to people, like, nigga, I might do like I do at McDonald's. Like, could you repeat back my whole order? If I tell you something and I feel like what I told you was very important, I'm for sure finna be like, all right, look, so what did you get from what I said? What was the gist of it? Just like when motherfuckers be telling me like, hey, I listened to all your shows and, oh man, your last episode was deep. What was your favorite part? What did you like about my last episode? What did you take from my last episode? What's going on, Mo? Where, Mo? Like if you saying that you listened to my episode, what did you like about it? What was it that I said that you liked? Because sometimes I'm not gonna front. Like I get a lot of women who say that they like my show. And I'm like, do you like it because I'm saying some real shit, or do you like it because I'm handsome, or you like my voice, or you like my sunglasses, or you like the way I be talking? Like, do you really be listening to what the fuck I be saying? Like even when it comes to my friends and motherfuckers who I used to give advice to, who I don't give advice to no more. I'm like, man, niggas, sometimes I honestly be feeling like niggas be asking for advice just to hear me talk. Like motherfuckers be asking for advice a lot of times just so you can confirm they bullshit. Some motherfuckers don't even want no advice. They just want you to be an echo chamber for them. They want you to say what they was already gonna do in the fucking first place, but in another voice. Like you give them some real shit, but if they don't agree with it, they not gonna do it. So it's not that they was asking for advice, they was asking for an echo in a deeper voice. Thank you, Linda the Empress. But that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, the reason I stopped giving certain motherfuckers advice because I know they not gonna listen. The reason that a lot of times I don't even talk to certain people on the phone, because if y'all listen to this show for a long amount of time, I've said it on shit, literally probably hundreds of episodes. Nigga, I don't answer my phone a lot of times because motherfuckers, they don't value communication the way that I do. Like I value a good conversation. I value a good exchange of ideas. I value, like, even when I'm losing an argument. Like how I always say, you don't never lose, you learn, even in the case of a fucking argument. Because on some real shit, nigga, it's sometimes better to lose an argument, because when you lose an argument, you obviously learned something. Nigga, when I'm debating something, the only way I could possibly lose is if you understand what we debated better than I do. So I should come out of that debate with a better understanding than I had when I came into it. I look at that shit as a good thing. And like I said, nigga, and this is the difference between men and bitches. The difference between women and bitches. Like grown motherfuckers, mature motherfuckers can come away from a debate or a disagreement as adults. Just because me and you don't agree on something and we have to have an exchange of words or an exchange of ideas, don't mean that I gotta call you out your name. That don't mean I gotta fucking scream at you. You know, like I said, if y'all niggas listen to me, you know, whether I'm on this podcast, other shows, or you know me in person, y'all niggas know I always say, whenever you see two motherfuckers having an argument, whichever one screaming the loudest is losing. You know, whenever you see two motherfuckers arguing, whoever's out of their character, they losing. You know, whenever you see two motherfuckers break up, whoever's mad, they lost. Whoever's subbing the other person on social media, they lost. You know, so 9 times out of 10, nigga, I always believe in remaining calm, remaining cool. You know, I always preach being cool. You know, because you always look cool being cool. Just because me and you having an exchange and you might be beating me, I could still be cool with that. Because at the end of the day, just because you might have beat me in this argument, that don't really make you smarter than me. You just had a better understanding of what we were talking about at that time. And that's cool. It happens. You know, sometimes you might understand basketball a little better than I did. You might have knew some shit about LeBron James that I didn't really know. And that's cool. You know, we might be talking about politics. We might be talking about books we've read. Or we might be talking about, you know, some shit we seen on a fucking Shade Room. It could be some stupid shit. It could be some characters on P-Valley or some shit. You know, just because you might have got the best of me in the argument don't mean I gotta call you out your name. You know, even if I am beating you, even if I feel like you don't know what the fuck you talking about, I don't gotta call you out your name. Why would I do that? You know, that's childish motherfucking energy, nigga. That's immaturity. You know, have some fucking emotional intelligence about yourself. Be a goddamn grown up. You know, like that shit kids do. You know, and this is something like I tell motherfuckers in relationships, nigga, I will never be in a relationship with no motherfucking woman that yells at me. Cause my mom don't. What you say? I have to go. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you pulling up. Thank you, Linda, the Empress, and all the motherfucking royals. Shout out to all y'all. But like, I don't believe in yelling at people. You know, if y'all hear the tone of this motherfucking podcast and how I talk on this show, you know, and the rare occasion when I gotta wipe my face and y'all niggas see me take my sunglasses off, nigga, my eyes don't even open all the way. Nigga, I'm a cool ass nigga. You know, I don't believe in yelling at people. I don't believe in getting out my motherfucking character. Cause like I tell people, nigga, like when it comes to communicating, my nigga, we should be able to speak as adults no matter what we talking about. The only way I should have to yell at a person is if they in a whole nother room, or if they far away and they can't hear me, or it's music playing or some shit. Nigga, other than that, nigga, we should be able to talk like grown-ups. We should be able to exchange ideas like fucking adults. You know, because this is something that I tell people in communication. When you're conveying your thoughts to other people, when you start yelling at motherfuckers, sometimes they get defensive and stop listening in general. You know, you yelling at people, you getting out of character when you're trying to talk to somebody, a lot of times they'll tune your ass out. Now all they want to do is respond. Now all they want to do is antagonize you. Like, oh nigga, now you talking to me like what? So now no matter what you said, it don't even matter. Because they don't want to understand now. Now they just want to reply. Now they just want to yell back. Nigga, now you've lost all communication with that person. You know, this is what I be telling motherfuckers like in relationships. Like when I give relationship advice, the louder a motherfucker get, the quieter you should get. Nigga, they get to turning they motherfucking volume up all up here. Man, turn your shit all the way down. And just let the motherfucker yell. Get your shit off. Because nigga, the more they yell and the cooler you get, it's either gonna be one or two things. Either they gonna really turn it up to the point where you can just really walk away from their ass, or they gonna understand how motherfucking stupid they look and stop. You know, because that's how it used to be in my relationships. Like back in the day when I would get into a disagreement with the girl who I would be fucking with, and she get the you know, cause like I said, my nigga, you know, like a lot of women, they emotional, and that's okay. I would always tell them, like, man, get your shit off, nigga. Let me know how you really feel. I'll tell you when you finish. What's going on, my nigga Benji Banks, BRB4701. Y'all niggas go check out One Hope Wines, onehopewine.com. But like you should always communicate calmly. Always keep what you have to say in order. You don't have to yell. You don't gotta scream at nobody. You don't gotta get out of character. You don't gotta call motherfuckers out their name. You don't have to allow your emotions to get in front of you. Because the most important thing in communication is understanding that you're conveying the ideas that you have, and you want to make sure that the person that you're conveying those ideas to understands what you're saying. That's the most important thing in any communication. The most important thing ain't always what you have to say, but the fact that you have to make sure that the person that you're talking to understands what you're saying. So no matter what you saying, nigga, no matter what conversation that you having, you should always try to get confirmation that the person who you're talking to understands what you're saying. That's the reason that agreement fucked up when that nigga flew that woman into town. Because instead of them making sure that they both understood that it was finna be ball slapping butt cheeks, nigga, she came out thinking they was probably just gonna hang out, watch Netflix, chill, eat motherfucking Cheetos, and watch TV. Wrong. And like I said, nigga, this is the problem with assuming that people understand. Cause that's what the problem was. That nigga assumed that just because she accepted that flight, she knew what the fucking deal was. Just because she accepted the flight, because 90% of grown motherfuckers, we know. Shit, nigga, if you flying to my city, you know I'm fucking. And that's cool, because that's what we all think when you flying to motherfucking town. Women agree with that shit, nigga. Women be knowing. If a nigga flying you to the city, you know that nigga expecting some pussy. And like I said, that's where she fucked up at. Nigga, cause she knew that nigga wanted some pussy when she flew to town. But she played dumb. And that's why her ass had to pay for her own flight back. And like I said, nigga, I'm not saying that it's right what he did and how he did her. Cause on some real shit, I'm pretty sure it was probably a skit. But nowadays, the bitch ass nigga culture of pulling your fucking phone out no matter what happened, trying to go viral no matter what fucking happened. It's like you never even know these days. Sometimes you don't know if it's a skit or it's real shit, because motherfuckers be so quick to fucking video record every goddamn thing. Like this is when I be telling people like, man, as much as you be like wishing that you could be younger, that be when I be happy that I was born when I was born. Like, man, nigga, I'm glad I was born. I'm glad I was grown by the time a lot of this shit hit. Like I'm glad that I wasn't a younger nigga back in the day when everybody had a goddamn phone out. Because these niggas love attention more than females do now. Like a lot of these niggas got a super high female disposition. What's going on, middle child? How you doing? Like that's the fucking thing. Like all this love for attention and always want to have your phone out, always trying to go viral. Like that's that new nigga shit. And that shit is weak as a motherfucker. But back to, what the fucking context of the shit was. Always make sure that the fucking agreement is understood before you put your money on that plane ticket. Ladies, and this is to go to you, even though, like I said, she might be the motherfucking victim. But as a woman, like, you gotta understand, like, nigga, look, you gotta make it known, nigga, if I accept this flight, I'm not accepting this flight just because I'm trying to give you this pussy. I'm just accepting the flight because I want to see California or wherever the fuck they was at. But like I said, I don't think neither one of them motherfuckers understood what was going on. That's why she got did how she got did. Because like I said, nigga, I'm not saying that nobody wrong or right. He had to do what he had to do, just like she had to do what she had to do. It was kind of fucked up how the nigga canceled her flight. But at the same time, nigga, that's on her. She should have fucking knew better. What you say, grinding for mines? He wasn't keeping it player. And she picked up on his beta over eager energy. If he wouldn't let it be known out the gate and he kept his composure, he would have hit for sure. Possibly. What's going on, Rhonda on purpose? What's going on, wine time? You know, but like I said, nigga, and that's the context of what the fuck I'm saying, dog. You gotta let her know before she even accept that flight, it's gonna be balls to butt cheeks. I'm fucking. That's what the fuck is happening. When you bring your ass out here, we fucking. And if you not down with that, don't accept the fucking flight. You know, like, that's the fucking thing, nigga. Y'all both have to have proper communication and proper understanding on what the fuck is going on. Nigga, you shouldn't even accept that flight if you knew you wasn't trying to fuck. You know, because when that nigga canceled your flight back, you should have understood what the fuck went on. You was playing fucking games and that nigga reacted accordingly. That's what the fuck happened. That nigga said, oh, you want to play? I'ma play back. You know, and I seen a bunch of women in the comments, and it's just real shit. She shouldn't accepted that flight out if she didn't have enough money to fly herself back. We didn't see that part, and I hope she did, or she probably had a family member who had the money to fly her back, and all that shit is cool. But you can't really be mad at that nigga for canceling her flight back, because at the end of the day, nigga, that nigga flew her ass out under false pretenses. He thought they was gonna fuck, and she was like, ha ha, no we not. Nigga, you thought that I was gonna give you some pussy because you flew me out? Yes, absolutely I did. You know, this is the same shit with a lot of those Bill Cosby victims. You show up to my motherfucking hotel room at 3 a.m. and you don't think we gonna fuck? Really now? That's what you thought. You thought I invited you to my motherfucking hotel room to kick it? To talk about motherfucking acting and move, bitch? No. We could have did that to 3 in the afternoon. 3 in the morning? We're fucking. You know, but again, I can't really just put it to that, but at the same time, like, nigga, that's why communication is so fucking important. Because motherfuckers like to pretend that they didn't hear you. They like to pretend that they didn't understand. They like to pretend they didn't know no better. So that's why I'm so big on making sure. This is the reason, like I said, that they make you sign a contract. When they put them fucking terms and agreements, they make sure that you sign it, you put your phone number, you put your fingerprint, or however you do with the terms and conditions. But they make sure, look, we put it in front of you. So you understand when you sign on this dotted line, you are going into an agreement. You signing this is proof that you understand what the fuck is going on, dog. And that be the fucking thing. You always got to make sure that both fucking parties understand. So you don't end up in a fucked up position. Stranded at the motherfucking airport with your flight back canceled. Because she tried to pretend she didn't understand. So basically what you saying is you signed the terms of agreement without reading that motherfucker. You know, and that's the fucking thing. Like, y'all motherfuckers have to understand what's going on when y'all go into these fucking agreements, because now she subjected herself to what he did back. And Link Up Alicia says she put herself in danger. She absolutely did. But on some real shit, and this ain't what I'm talking about, but it's some real shit. Y'all motherfuckers got to be careful on who you allow to fly you out. This nigga could be a motherfucking axe murderer. This nigga could be a fucking creep. You flying yourself to a foreign land in a whole nother nigga's city, section, or whatever. And I ain't saying like this nigga flying you to fucking, you know, some weird place. Like, that nigga might literally be flying you to New York City. You don't know this nigga like that. You don't know what the fuck this nigga intentions is. So a lot of times y'all gotta be careful with accepting flights out in general. And what you say, Benji? Facts. Biggest reason why niggas shouldn't be cockhounds. If it's a trip, get an understanding before it all goes down. Hell yeah, nigga. Cause that be my thing. You know, if I'm even offering to fly you out, I'ma let you know once I offer, like, so you know for a fact, when you accept this flight, we fucking. You understand that, right? Like, nigga, I'm telling you, every time I've had these agreements, my nigga, and this goes back to me being a young nigga. Like, if you accept coming to my house, You know, like this is like back when I was in my motherfucking 20s, nigga, when I was like 24, 25 and shit, just fucking with women. And they like, oh, where you stay? And I'm like, man, I stay in Riverside. I got me a cool little spot. I live by myself. You want to pull up? And they like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, so you know what's going down when you come to my house, right? And they like, what you mean? I'm like, we gonna be using condoms. You know that, right? When you come to my house, we are going to be using condoms. We are going to have sex when you come to my house, right? I'm not even pulling no motherfucking punches because I know how that shit can go. What's going on, motherfucking pod? That's the fucking thing, my nigga. Like, if whenever I invited women to my house, like, nigga, I almost wish bitches who I fucked with was in the comments right now, because they would tell you, nigga, Lil Anthony, young Dolemite, shit. If you was coming to my house, nigga, I made sure. You know what we doing when you come to my house, right? Like, you ain't just coming to my house to see my living room. You ain't coming to my house just to see my furniture. You coming to my house so we can exchange some fluids, nigga. It's, like I said, nigga, it's gonna be nut slapping butt cheeks, my nigga. And that's what the fuck it is. Y'all ninjas can keep your flights, no thanks, I pay my own ish. That's the fucking thing, though. Like Link Up Alicia say, ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't accept a flight if you ain't trying to fuck. If you want to come to my city, by all means, you can fly yourself out to this motherfucker. If you just want to see me, if all we gonna do is talk, drive around, go see stuff, and, eat fancy food, fly your damn self out. This is me talking to people in general, my niggas. If you fly all the way out to this woman, don't assume just because you flew all the way out to her town, you're gonna get the pussy. Cause I done heard a lot of stories like that from my homegirls. They said, oh, this nigga flew all the way to California from Massachusetts. Talking about, oh, what's up? She said, what's up, nigga? Like, that's cool. Enjoy the city. Oh, you ain't gonna come see me? No, nigga. At what point was that discussed? Just because you in my city don't mean I'm entitled to come fuck with you. And that's a whole nother thing. That's when niggas be getting the wrong idea. Because a nigga will fly himself to a woman's city and assume just because he pulled up, she supposed to get a pussy up. Absolutely not, sir. Don't never make that fucking mistake. Don't never fly all the way to Georgia thinking that she gonna give you the peach. Because, nigga, she gonna give your ass the pit. Nigga, your ass out all kind of money looking stupid than a motherfucker because you went out there under the assumption that you was gonna get some pussy. No. You have to have an understanding. You have to make it very clear. You have to make it very contextual what is going on before you step off the ledge. Before you go to that airport, make sure you know what's going down when you get into this woman's town, and vice versa. Even when you're dating, before you go into a situation where you're dating somebody, understand them motherfuckers' intentions and expectations. Because once y'all motherfuckers have a separate understanding of what's going on, both of y'all gonna end up fucked up. So you should never fucking do it, nigga. Always read the terms of the contract before you sign on the dotted line. What you say, Benji? Facts exactly. If you got a fly crib and libations and food and scenery, she want to pull up and see. Just having anybody over with purpose is not the move. Well, that's the fucking thing, my nigga. Like, you can't do that shit. What's going on? Blackjack 94, Birmingham, Alabama up in this bitch. That's the fucking thing. A lot of motherfuckers will accept the flight just to say they got flew out. Not to fuck. Just to say, oh, that nigga flew me to Texas. Girl, you fucked him? Hell no, I ain't fucked that nigga. I just wanted to go see the Dallas Cowboys stadium. Or hell no, I ain't fucked that nigga. I just wanted to go and see what was up. Shit, I wasn't turning down no free flight. No, turn down the free flight. If you ain't trying to give daddy no sugar, don't accept the motherfucking sugar daddy. It is what the fuck it is. What you say, Link Up Alicia? I feel young ladies need to not accept any gifts from men because they expect sex. As fucked up and creepy as that is, that's right. Don't be accepting shit from nobody and don't think that that person expects something in return. Like we all learned this shit as kids, my nigga. Ain't nothing in this world free. Motherfuckers ain't just being nice to you for the fucking sake of being nice. Niggas ain't just being nice to you for the hell of it. This nigga ain't out here trying to buy you shit just because he think you fucking cool. Just get that shit out your fucking head. Ain't nobody that goddamn cool. Oh yeah, man, that nigga bought me some red bottoms, girl. He just cool as a motherfucker. Oh yeah, that nigga came in the house, he fixed my sink. He just cool as a motherfucker. That nigga want some pussy. That nigga ain't fucking fixing your sink cause he care about your motherfucking sink. That nigga want some pussy. So if you not with the bullshit, man, don't accept the bullshit. That's the fucking thing. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here that got underlying intentions when they do nice shit for you. Like us as men, a lot of times, like, nigga, we gotta stop allowing women to come and cook and clean and do all this girlfriend ass shit. And then we gonna sit up here like, man, shit, nigga, she ain't my motherfucking girl. Nigga, you know what the fuck she wanted to do when she was doing all that shit for you, nigga. She thought she was your motherfucking girl. They wanted to star on the first 48. Getting flown out could be your last breath, ladies. Exactly. That's the fucking thing, man. Motherfuckers will do some bullshit to you when you out here doing goofy ass shit, man. These niggas react emotionally. What you say, DJ? But this younger generation of women want a nigga to splurge on them, etc., and think they ain't gonna have to give it up. Man, that too. And that's the fucking thing. A lot of the dating game has become tricking and hoeing. A lot of these women is putting themselves in the position of a motherfucking prostitute. All this, oh, you gotta pay my this, and you gotta pay for this, and you gotta buy this, and you gotta do this for me. That's prostitution. If a motherfucker gotta pay to get some pussy, that's fucking prostitution. Like I tell women all the time, 90% of female hip hop is prostitution. No matter how you wanna slice it. And the word that I made up, I call that shit soft hoeing. I call that shit sofstitution. It ain't direct prostitution. Like, it ain't like they walking up the blade. It ain't like they on Fig doing it big. But at the same time, nigga, if you want me to pay for ABC just to get the pussy, that's a glorified form of fucking prostitution. You should be fucking a nigga because you like that nigga. You should be fucking a nigga because you like his vibe. You like his conversation. You like the way he dressed. You like the way he smell. Yes, of course, you want that nigga to pay for dinner because you want for him to prove that he's a provider. You want for him to prove that he has the ability to provide things. Yeah, that makes complete fucking sense. But if you like, nigga, I can't fuck a nigga who don't buy me no purse, you're hoeing. If you say I can't fuck a nigga that don't buy me this, or I don't fuck a nigga who can't pay for this, at that point you hoeing. So like a lot of times, like, you gotta look at yourself and look at the shit that you own. I can't fuck a nigga who can't do this. I can't fuck a nigga who can't do that. Now, if you say I can't get into a relationship with a nigga who wanna go 50-50, that's a complete different thing. If you say I can't be in a relationship with a nigga who can't afford to pay for this, this, and this because as the woman, I don't want to have to financially have that obligation, then yeah, that make complete sense. But nigga, when it's transactional, it's prostitutional. Nigga, at that point you hoeing. If you think a nigga can't fuck with you, if he can't afford you, you are a prostitute. That's hoe shit. A nigga should be able to fuck with you because he like you and because you like him, not because of what the fuck he can afford, what he can fucking buy you. That is hoeing. That's hoeing, and that's the definition of fucking hoeing. That nigga's paying for pussy. And niggas, to put that shit on the other side, to put the onus on the men. Don't think that because you pay for something, a woman owe you some pussy. Cause now you're tricking. If you are spending money because you think that that money that you spent entitles you to the pussy, you are a trick. You are a John. You should not be buying nothing for no woman with the intentions of getting pussy. You shouldn't be trying to fly a woman to your city because you think that flying her out gonna get you the pussy. The only reason you should be flying a woman out with the intention of fucking is because it was a nice gesture and y'all both agreed that y'all wanted to have sex. That's the only reason a nigga should be flying a woman into his motherfucking city. Anything other than that, you a motherfucking trick and you putting her in a hoe's position. And this is the reason I tell women, don't accept the motherfucking flight, because a lot of times it's a trick hoe situation. If it ain't an agreement, that shit prostitution. What you say, link up, Alicia? Young women know what they see TV teach them. Sex for gifts is cool and fun. Young ladies lack experience and compromise their safety, but are too young to know better. And that's a fucking thing about just young people in general. A lot of young people don't value their safety like they supposed to. And us as the older generation, we can't really blame them, because like I be telling people, my nigga, when we was their age, we didn't value our safety like we should have either. You know, like this be like conversations that I be having with like my older partners when they be saying shit like, man, these young niggas is crazy. These young niggas is wild. And I'm like, nigga, when we was young niggas, we was wild and crazy too. When we was young niggas, we was on the same stupid ass shit too. So we can't completely put it on them niggas, because when we was young, we was on that same fuckery, my nigga. So, you know, I can't be mad at the younger generation. All I could do is what I literally do right now, which is I try to use my platform to give them the fucking information, because they need that shit, my nigga. You know, like we as older people, we have to be those old heads that we had or needed back in our day. You know, a lot of times we needed to have an older motherfucker to pull us to the side and give us that information. So that's what I literally use this show for. This show is me literally being that old head to tell young motherfuckers shit that I either heard or wish I heard. You know, because these young motherfuckers, man, a lot of these young motherfuckers lost. They got the wrong fucking ideas, like I talk about on this motherfucker all the time. A lot of these young niggas ain't had no real men in their life, and that's why they so misguided and fucked up. Because they never had no real niggas to tell them nothing. The motherfuckers was raised watching they mama and moving like they fucking mama. And what she said exactly, these men need to stop the foolery. Man, both sexes need to stop the foolery. A lot of motherfuckers need to stop putting theyself in a trick and hoe fucking dynamic, because that's what a lot of that shit is. A lot of this transactional dating is tricking and hoeing. What she said, we didn't know better. We didn't know better. When you're young, you don't realize consequences and have no fear. That's the fucking problem. You know, a lot of us thought we had forever. A lot of us thought we was gonna be young forever. A lot of us thought we was fucking invincible. A lot of niggas think they bulletproof. A lot of motherfuckers think they STD proof. A lot of motherfuckers be thinking that other people have good intentions for them. You know, like I say about projection all the time, it's a lot of people in the world moving like everybody in the world got the same intentions you got. And that's not the fucking case. This is the value of communication and understanding. The more you talk to people, the more they'll tell you about themselves. The more they tell you about themselves, the more you can understand what the fuck is going on. You know, a lot of people be going off, you know, like nowadays everybody talk about vibes. A lot of y'all motherfuckers be going off the vibes and don't be understanding that's nigga. Sometimes the vibe be lying. You know, some motherfuckers got a cool ass vibe, but they a piece of shit person. You know, a lot of motherfuckers, you sit up here and y'all be vibing, y'all be dancing in the club. Nigga, the chemistry be good as a motherfucker. This motherfucker smell good, look good. This nigga's a fucking rapist. You know, who the fuck was that? Like Ted Bundy or some shit? Nigga, Ted Bundy was supposedly like this handsome motherfucker that was a serial killer. You know, like handsome to those women who he killed. Let me not say handsome like that. Like, I don't think the motherfucker handsome. But from what I heard about Ted Bundy, he was like the motherfucker in the club who looked good, smelt good. He was charismatic. Women liked him. He took them home and killed they motherfucking ass. You know, that's the thing. You can't always trust a motherfucker just because they got a cool vibe, because they got cool this and cool that. Like, nigga, you can't always trust that shit. What she say? These young people also don't listen to the older generation. They disrespectfully decline to listen. Same thing we did. You know, that's the fucking thing. A lot of the problem with young people is they don't listen, but a lot of that is the same problems we had. What's going on, Mia? Established in 88. You know, that's the thing. When we was young, a lot of us didn't listen to older people. But a lot of what I do on this show is, and this is something that I used to tell my uncles and aunties about my cousins and shit. All I could do is give them the information and hope for the best that they take heed to it. You know, it's my job to give you the information. It ain't my job for you to listen. You know, you lead the horse to water. Whether they drink or not is up to them. But at the least you can say you tried. The least you can do is say, I led the motherfucker to the water. Like I tell family all the time, nigga, I gave you the information. I told you exactly what to do. What you did with that was up to you. And again, this goes back to the value of fucking communication, my nigga. You know, I lead you motherfuckers to the water every fucking episode. I give you all the information that I got to give. Everybody who knows me personally, like on a personal level, any move that I'm making, any play that I'm making, I give niggas the whole play. Because I be understanding that a lot of niggas, nigga, no matter what play you give them, it's up to them to run the motherfucker. You know, you can give a nigga all the information in the world, nigga, whether or not they take heed to it is up on them. So when it come to me giving young people information and hoping that they move in it, that's all I could do. All I could do is honestly say, look, nigga, I told you everything that I felt you needed to hear. Whether or not you moved in that, that's your goddamn business. But it is what it is. A lot of times we don't get the lesson until we older. So that's another reason that I don't mind giving these people this information, because a lot of times it's not gonna hit them until it have to. You know, a lot of times, nigga, it's books that I read when I was young that I didn't really understand the full meaning of what I read until I was grown as a motherfucker. You know, like that's the fucking thing. When I was one of my favorite books, The Little Red Hen. I did an episode about that. I did a whole episode about the book, The Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen is like one of my favorite books. I'm a grown ass man. I'm damn near 40. The Little Red Hen is one of the greatest books I've ever read, my nigga. Like, yeah, I read 48 Laws of Power and The Art of War and, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. I read all these books, but they wasn't fucking with The Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen was the shit. You know, and that's the thing. You know, a lot of profound stories are in simple ass books. You know, and it's a lot of shit that you read as a little motherfucker, and you don't really catch how hard that lesson hit until your ass is grown. That's the reason that I share as much information as I can, because whether or not you listen to it right now ain't shit. Sometimes you're gonna be 30 and it's gonna be like, damn, that nigga Dolemite told me that shit when I was 17. Now it's hitting me. Because I've had that shit happen. Little cousins like, man, I remember we was talking about that shit when we was in junior high. Nigga be 32, like, man, now I get what you was saying that long ass time ago. So it's only up to me to convey the information. What you say? Yeah, you heard your parents and elders' voices in your head when you face danger. These kids dying before 25 aging is a privilege. Yeah, but a lot of that shit honestly is, a lot of them allow the wrong fucking influences in their life to be the biggest influences in their life. You know, like I said, as far as these niggas who didn't have no men in their life. A lot of these niggas didn't have no men in their life, so they allow a rapper to be the man in their life. You know, you hear niggas say all the time, I was raised on Tupac. Nigga, I was raised on DMX. I was raised on Jay-Z. Now these niggas being raised on NBA Youngboy and he they age. You know, like that's the fucking thing. A lot of motherfuckers is allowing musicians to raise them. The reason a lot of these women is fucked up because they letting Megan the goddamn Stallion raise them. You know, you letting Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj, the City Girls. You letting these prostitute ass rappers tell you what you supposed to be moving like in relationships. You letting these bitches who literally just sing shit they read on Twitter be your motherfucking relationship counselor. You know, you motherfuckers over here letting Janae Aiko and Summer Walker and all these bitches, like these bitches is like your backup mama. That's where a lot of motherfuckers fucked up at. Like, nigga, you know, the last few episodes that I did, the relationship game is over. You know, shooting your shot in relationship game. Those 3 episodes. You know, I was talking about nowadays, a lot of motherfuckers is listening to these podcasts and letting podcasters raise them. Like, nigga, it's too many motherfuckers that got the wrong fucking influences and everything, and that's why they fucked up. And it's fucked up, my nigga, because I'm on this whole fucking tangent. I was talking about communication and understanding. I got on this whole other little thing and shit. But you know, all in all, my nigga, when you are in communication, the most important thing in communication is making sure that the other party who you are talking to understands what you're saying. When you going into any 2-person situation, always make sure that both parties have an understanding of what y'all going into. Whether that should be relationships, whether that should be you flying the motherfucker out, whether that should be you motherfuckers being business partners, whether that should be you fucking applying for a job. Nigga, when you apply for a job, you make sure that you understand what your duties are and you understand what the pay is. You and the job both have to understand so y'all can agree on that shit. You know, you always have to understand the terms and conditions of the agreement before you sign the fucking contract. And what she say? Yes, but we did the same except we were parented. So we knew reality versus fairy tale. Social media is part of the issue. Hell yeah. Because the difference between rap and social media is we think social media real. It's grown motherfuckers who losing their relationship because they think social media real. They watching TikToks of niggas and women and they flying on these fancy vacations and they all in great shape. He's all buff and her body all toned and perfect and they handsome and beautiful and his hairline is perfect and her line and her baby hair is laid and bitch just jumped out the water. Her baby hair still laid, eyelashes still popping. And motherfuckers believe in that shit, and that's why their relationship fucked up. Because instead of focusing on what your shit is at home, you focusing on some stupid ass shit you seen in your fucking phone. You know, but again, to put a bow on all this shit, nigga, when it comes to motherfucking relationships, when it comes to everything, when it comes to communication, always make sure that both parties understand what's going on. When you are in communication, nigga, always make sure the party that you're fucking talking to understands the terms and conditions of what the conversation is about, what the fucking agreement is about. That's the reason that they have you sign on a dotted line, because your signature is literally you communicating that you understood the information that was conveyed in the contract. That's the reason that understanding is so fucking important when it comes to communication. Because if you don't understand, you're going to end up in a fucked up fucking position. You know, nigga, when you don't understand what's going on, you always going to end up fucked up and vice versa. So when you're communicating to a person, you should always make sure that the person that you're communicating to understands just as well as you understand. You know, always before either party signs on the dotted line, y'all understand the terms and the conditions of the agreement. And I'm gonna drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. If you would like to support me financially, buy some merchandise at toomuchgamepodcast.store. TOO, muchgamepodcast.store. Support the motherfucking squad. Townhouse Media. Townhouse Media, it's patreon.com/Townhouse Media. Town Eat House Media. Support the other Townhouse Media podcasts. I got them niggas going on behind me on screen. The Sports for You podcast, Sports number 4 letter U, with Mark, John Watson, and Nick motherfucking Freeze. Shout out to them. Townhouse Media, nigga, the best motherfucking segment in podcasting, calling out names. Y'all check them motherfuckers out. Follow me on social media at Uncle Dolemite on Twitter and Instagram. At Too Much Game Podcast on Twitter. Too Much Game Podcast on Instagram. Too Much Game Pod on Twitter. I'm on all streaming platforms. YouTube. Like, please. Comment, please. Subscribe, please. And I think that's it. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.